Hey, Tubies! Psychic Bob here with you. It is so awesome to be back with you. I tell you, I'm having so much fun doing all of these live stream videos. And so many of you have been telling me, wow, we really like interacting with you live. It's a lot of fun for us. And, you know, I have the best time being here with you guys. You guys are just so awesome. So this is another one of those crazy days where Psychic Bob does not actually have time to produce a video. So I want to come here and be live with you guys. So we're going to spend just a little while today. It's not going to be a long video, but we're going to talk about the mystical cross, the cross of Caravaca, as well as the cross in general, and how that ties in with magical traditions. So I'm just glad you're here. I want to give a few shout outs out here. We got Lindsay Lindbergh's here. Yay. Sonia Testerman's here. Hi. Sin 1982's here. Mina Laurie's here. Selena Sorensen's here. Yay. I tell you, we got a great crew going on here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, there's the Darla Bungard's here. Stojans de Zelenikov's here. Yay. Deathless Lord Cerberus is here. Hey, Ash, good to see you. Wicked Dreams is here. Esther Williams is here. Jay Whippet's here. Brianna Brady's here. My gosh, we really got the crew here today, don't we? Oh, my gosh. Anyways, guys, well, I'm glad to be here with you. I hope you can see me. I unfortunately have very bad lighting situation right now. My professional studio light's busted. I got to get a new one. So hopefully at least you can see me a little bit, you know. Let me see if I can adjust the light here. I don't know if this will help, but maybe we can get a little more. Sometimes too much light creates glare too, you know what I'm saying? Stojans Dezenikov says, I love it when you say my name. It's so funny, but I love it. Forgive me. You know, my language skills in some of the European languages is a little limited. So thank you so much. Anyways, I'm glad you're here. South Georgia Nightcat's here. Yay. Storytime with T is here. Yeah. Valentina Porter's here. Oh my gosh, we got everybody here. Well, you know, today, as I said, we're going to make this short. Today's just going to be a little teaching video. It's Wiccan Wednesday, and I wanted to bring a few cool things to show you today. So we're going to have show and tell, okay? Anyways, you guys that have been with me, you remember a few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, we did a doll, how to connect with Marie Laveau, and I showed you a doll that I made to be Marie Laveau on my altar. Well, I was telling you that I'm going to make some more outfits for her. So I made a new outfit. Now, you may remember in that video, we dressed her in beautiful yellow clothes. Well, I got a new outfit for her. So if you guys are ready and you want to see it, I'm going to show you this new look. So here it is. Yay! Here's Marie Laveau coming up. Fashionista. And her outfit, oops, it's coming off her shoulder a little bit. Her outfit today actually ties in with the subject of our discussion. Hold on, her hat's falling off. There it is. Now, if you notice, she's dressed all in black today. She was in a yellow dress, and I tied her waist with a beautiful purple satin ribbon. And I want you to look at her clothing. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Selena. She's dressed in black, and can you see what pattern is on her dress that I made? I made this all myself. Psychic Bob's becoming a fashion designer as well as a psychic. Little crosses. Can you see those crosses? Isn't that interesting? Now, the cross is quite a mystical and powerful symbol. And I actually, in fact, I'm wearing a cross today. I'm wearing the cross of Caravaca pendant. Thank you so much, Darla. I'm glad you like this. Thank you, Stojans. Thank you, Selena. Hi, Rose Gold. Good to see you. So the cross is what we're going to talk about. And we've got her dressed today in a cross dress with crosses. And as I said, I'm wearing this cross, which we're going to talk about a little later. But this is the cross of Caravaca. And some of you may know this. It's a very special cross. You'll notice it has two arms. So it's a little different than the standard cross. But we're going to get to that in just a minute, okay? Jay Whippet says, wow, Bob, where do you find the time? I don't know. Somehow I just squeeze it in here and there. Thank you, Rose Gold. Thank you, Sonia. Testament. So anyways, I wanted to talk to you about the cross because a lot of people get upset when I wear a cross. They know that I'm a Wiccan and a spiritualist. And they say, well, you're not a Christian and you can't wear the cross. And I always say, the cross is for anybody who wants it. Yes, it's true. It's been recognized traditionally as a Christian symbol, but it's actually bigger than that. It's actually universal, and it's actually more ancient than Christianity. You know? Okay, who is this? We got a troll in here. Stop the sorcery. You have no idea what kind of evil you're unleashing. I hope you're just playing. I don't think you're serious. Anyways, just stay around and watch. You might learn something. Okay? So anyways, the cross is a symbol. Now in Christianity, it does represent the sacrifice of Christ. I happen to be a Wiccan, but I believe that Jesus is a form of the God. You know, he is the sacrificial God. Throughout paganism, we have the sacrificial Lord, the Lord of the harvest who gives his lifeblood that the earth will have nourishment. This has been in paganism for thousands of years. And really, when you study the mythos of Jesus, and when we say mythology or mythos, this does not mean it's false. It means it's a sacred tradition. The mythos of the Christ, he is a sacrificial God, directly in line with all the other pagan sacrificial gods. And so if you like Jesus, you can wear the cross as a Christian, but you can also wear it as a pagan to represent sacrifice. But interestingly, in the tradition of Voodoo, hey, Eric's here. Good to see you, Eric. In Voodoo, the cross has a specific meaning as well. Now, let me just give you some background history here, because back when the Caribbean slave trade started, many people were enslaved from Africa, put on slave ships. It was a horrible thing, brought to the New World, to the Caribbean, and eventually to the United States. And they were forced, literally forced, to renounce their African faith and embrace Christianity. Well, they were kind of stuck. A lot of them did it. They didn't know why and probably didn't really believe it, but they were forced. But what's very interesting is that the African peoples of that time took what in a way was a symbol of oppression, the Christian faith, which was oppressing them, and turned it into a great mystery. And we share, all of us, in that ability to connect to that mystery because of those original slaves who embraced higher truth. It's so interesting to me that people try to say, oh, the Africans, the slaves were backwards and primitive. If you study the religion of Voodoo, which came out of the slave reality, it's very, very advanced. It's more profound. And they're much more intelligent, I think, than many of their white masters. I got to say it. But anyways, I want to talk about the cross. So we won't get into all the politics. We all agree slavery was horrible. But here's one of my crosses. Now, I love the cross. I collect crosses. I have a number of them. This is just one of my little crosses. I got this one. It's kind of hard to see with the background, but hopefully you can see it. Let me just get that. There it is. This is made of metal and ceramic, and it looks very much like a voodoo veve, or like the type of crosses you would see down in Louisiana. They tend to do very ornate crosses down there. And that's why I got this. It looks like a voodoo veve. And what is very interesting in the voodoo tradition, the cross is considered a symbol, not so much of the sacrifice of Jesus, though many people believe in that as well, but it represents the intersection of the spiritual world and the human world. It's at the cross, at the middle of the cross, where humanity meets the reality of spirit. And so many people in the voodoo faith, and voodoo is its own religion, by the way, its own whole faith tradition, wear crosses. Now, what's interesting, many of the voodoo traditional practitioners in Haiti, as well as in Louisiana in the United States, wear crosses. Now, they wear it because they're also Catholic and believe in the Catholic faith. But many of them wear it as a voodoo cross, meaning that it represents the intersection of this world and the spirit world. Okay. Now, in the voodoo tradition, to show you how creative these people were, there is a Catholic saint who I just adore and pray to, and I've got his picture here, statue, is Saint Expedite. For any of you who've studied voodoo or come from New Orleans or ever been there, you probably have heard at least a little bit about Saint Expedite. And Saint Expedite was a former Catholic saint. He's since been decanonized. That's a whole nother issue. But among the voodoo practitioners, he's kept and prayed to. He's believed to make things go fast. And in fact, he carries a cross here in his hand. And on the cross is the word Hodi. I don't know if you can say it. Hodi. That is Latin. It means today. And so what he's saying is today you want to embrace the power of the cross. Today we will make things happen. Today it all comes together. So Saint Expedite has been known as a saint who gets things going. No delay, it's today, like right now. And so many people in the voodoo traditions also associate the cross with action, with things moving forward, with power and blessing. In Haiti, you'll find that at many of the graveyards, they have pictures or statues of this saint. And this is because he is also synced with the voodoo spirit called the Loa, which is a spirit of voodoo, known as Baron Lacroix. Now, for those of you who don't speak French, Baron Lacroix means Baron of the Cross. And the African slaves who first saw Saint Expedite thought that he looked very noble, and they gave him the title of Baron Lacroix, Baron of the Cross. He was synchronized with Baron Samedi, Baron Saturday, also, who is the voodoo Loa of the dead. So many people who work with the dead, such as mediums, spiritists, spiritualists, also pray to Saint Expedite, or sometimes in the voodoo faith, they sync him and call him either Baron Samedi or Baron Lacroix. So he is the Baron of the Cross. So if you like working with cross energy, Saint Expedite, or you could call him Baron Lacroix, is a powerful force if you resonate to the cross imagery. You might want to invoke him to help you with magic connected to the cross. Now, hold on, guys. I'm losing my voice today. Thank you. So, hold on. I got to see somebody says it. Deathless Lord Cerberus. Ash, that's awesome. I'd be in awe constantly if I stepped into your house. I have a lot of junk in my house everywhere. Well, not that my saints are junk, but I definitely have little altars everywhere and statues. Anyways, as I'm cleaning out my house, I'm redoing it all to be a little more streamlined. But so the cross, as I said, is a powerful and mystical symbol. Now, I wanted to show you some examples of the cross that I have in my collection, and then we'll talk more about its magical use. Okay, so well, let's start with this. As a spiritualist, the cross is also used in my other religion that I practice called spiritualism. And for those of you in Britain, in the United Kingdom, you may recognize many spiritualist churches display the blue cross either on their building or inside their sanctuaries. So particularly in the UK, not so much in the US, but in the UK, the blue cross is oftentimes associated with the spiritualist movement. So as a spiritualist, I frequently wear a blue cross, and I thought I'd show you a few of my blue crosses. So here's one. This is actually carved out of cat's eye gemstone. It's really pretty. Here's one that's made of turquoise. Here's a blue turquoise cross. I also wear that as a spiritualist. Let's see here. Here's one that I just love. This is made of Murano glass, and it has little flowers. It's called Millefiori, which means 1,000 flowers. And this is very big, like Italian glass, but it's a blue one. I also wear this in my work as a spiritualist. Okay, so that's another cross for you. Okay. Hey, Christian, good to see you. Here's another blue cross. This is a blue agate cross. Okay, so as you can see, I'm a little crazy about my charms and crosses. And not only do I wear pentacles, I'll wear crosses. And Sometimes people see me in public and they get upset. They're like, why are you wearing a cross? You're Wiccan. I said, well, you know, God is God. That's how I see it. And sacred symbols are sacred symbols. Now, I have a book here, and we're going to go a little more into some of these other crosses in a minute. But if you're interested in exploring the magic of the cross, one of the books I might encourage you to get, and you can buy this on eBay. There's a publisher there that sells it. Hey, Hendrix's girl, good to see you. Magic Powers of the Holy Cross. And this is written by S. Robb. There is a store on eBay. Go to eBay. eBay is the only place I know they sell this. Magic Powers of the Holy Cross. You can just type that in and it'll come up. They sell it all the time there. But the company that publishes it, if you don't see that, look under Solar Vision Publishing. Okay, SOLAR hyphen vision, VISON, Solar Vision Publishing. There it is. Okay. And you can get this book. So I thought I'd just do a little reading from this to kind of give you guys some ideas about the cross, okay? The axum, where does the sign of the cross come from? Well, it comes from the ancient pagan traditions. It was originally seen as a solar symbol. Some of its early use was that it represented the cycles of the season. So, and we'll get into that a little more, but that's a good question. It started in ancient pagan traditions and it spread throughout the modern world as well. And then Christianity adopted it. Hey, Kalina Angel, good to see you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. She just sent $10. She said, you're a blessing. Thank you, dear. Rob and I love you. Oh, thank you, dear. I love you too. Congrats on your little baby. I hope she's doing well. So this book, we're going to just read a little bit about it. Now, this is written from more of a Christian magical perspective, but just be open to that, you know, because it's very interesting the way this author interprets the cross. I would definitely say it is not a fundamentalist Christian viewpoint. It's pretty liberal and I like it. So let me read this to you, okay? So chapter 1 says, the cross is a very potent, powerful symbol and is normally used for its protective power, but is capable of much more. The cross in Christianity represents the crucifixion of Jesus Christ and how he rose again after being killed in this way. It is a symbol of Christianity, but it can be used, and this is the important part, it can be used by anyone, okay? The Holy Cross as a symbol is something which can be hung on a wall, okay? So we talked about, this is one of my wall crosses, actually hangs on the wall. Or worn around the neck. See, I'm wearing mine today. And many of you who are not religious will have seen it in many vampire films. The cross being used as a symbol which vampires in most films are supposed to be afraid of. The reason why it is linked to this is that the Holy Cross is linked to the power of God and also goodness. And we should remember that in Christianity, there is no greater power than God's. And so the symbol is the most powerful symbol of all. However, sometimes people do come across situations where a normal standard Holy Cross is not what is required. And this is what this book is for, to show you the method of empowering the Holy Cross further and for using it for a more specific effect. This means that the magic in this book brings you past simply having this symbol around. It turns the symbol into potent fuel for many different types of magic. Okay. So we're going to stop right there for a minute. So you see, this is what they're saying, that the cross can be used by anybody for many purposes. Now, I'll just show you a few more crosses here. Now, in the Voodoo tradition, many times you'll see people wearing a black cross. And I have a black cross here to show you. And the black cross represents the Loa Baron Sumdi. And it's a sign of great power. And again, it represents the Voodoo ideal of the spirit world meeting with the human world. And so if you don't believe in Christianity, you can still wear the cross as the symbol of the crossroads. And in fact, in many voodoo spells, where are they carried out? If you read voodoo books, you'll find out. They ask in the spell book, go to the crossroads at midnight. That's usually what they say. And it's believed that literally in the old days, where roads would cross was also a place of power, because wherever there was a cross, and especially a large one in the road, that meant the earth realm and the spirit realm intersected. Now, isn't that interesting? Alondro says, it's very hard for me to see the cross in a non-Christian way. Thank you for this information. It gives me a new perspective. Well, thank you, Alondro, because that's what I want to do. You know, a lot of us, myself included, have been very traumatized by the Christian church and walked away from everything. And you know how they say, don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Well, for a long time, I totally got rid of all my cross jewelry and I only wore pinnacles, because I was so offended by so much that happened to me in the Christian tradition. But as I got older, I started to realize that that symbol, regardless of what happened in the church in the past, still carries power, still carries blessing. And so I feel, even though I'm a Wiccan and a spiritualist, I can again embrace the cross. I may not see it exactly always as the traditional Christians see it, but for me, it reminds me of the power of the crossroads, the door between the earth realm and the spirit realm. You know, so that's one way you can think of it. Here's one of my golden crosses. Now, a lot of spell books say that psychics particularly should wear gold crosses. I don't know why. They just say it brings prosperity and it deflects evil. And I think it has to do with that gold is also solar. It's a solar metal, represents the sun. Okay. Esther Williams writes, I always hated seeing Jesus on the cross as a child. He looked horrible. I always felt so guilty. Plain crosses are fine. I never understood why there was such a fetish over Jesus and so much pain. You know, Esther, that was all put out by the Catholic Church. It was, I think, to induce guilt. But on the positive side, now let me just say it this way. For many people, like this is a crucifix with Jesus on it. You can see him there. This also, for many people, makes them feel very loved, because they say, Jesus loves me so much, he went to the cross and suffered so I didn't have to. And they feel that Jesus is with them through the crucifix, like he's giving his whole life to you and protecting you. So for some people, it's not gory. It's actually is feeling like the love is so great. Look what he's doing. Now, we don't have to have Jesus on the cross. In fact, in most of the voodoo tradition, Jesus is not on the cross. As I said, they tend to use plain crosses, and many times they use like this one, like a black cross. Okay, so the black cross is more traditional in the magical voodoo tradition, plain black cross without Jesus. Okay, now I thought I'd show you a few more crosses here. This is a cross that I had sent from Ethiopia. It's an Ethiopian Orthodox cross, and it's from Africa. And I love it because its style looks very voodoo-like. It's very much like the veves. The veves are the stylized sigils of the voodoo spirits, the Loa. And they paint the veves on their temples and on the ground. And this looks a lot like a veve, in my opinion. So that's why I bought it. It's actually an Orthodox cross from Eastern Orthodox Church, Coptic Church in Ethiopia. But I like it, so I have that cross as well. Now, in Russia, they have the Orthodox cross. And this is one of my Russian Orthodox crosses. The Orthodox cross has 3 bars on it. It has this top bar, which is up there, which is a sign, then the bar for the arms, and then a footrest bar for Jesus's feet. And so you'll notice that the Orthodox cross generally has 3 bars. It's very distinct looking, you see. So whether your arm has 1 bar, 2 bars, 3 bars, it's all good. It's all the cross, okay? So don't get hung up on it and see somebody wearing an Orthodox cross and say, well, that's not the black cross Bob showed me. The cross can come in many, 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 many forms. Here's one of my Catholic crosses. I have a mixture of Orthodox, Catholic, and Voodoo crosses. This is a Catholic crucifix done in gold. Well, it's gold plate. I don't think it's solid gold. but it's very beautiful as well. Very simple and elegant. I wear that sometimes. Now, for those of you who like to be a little more on the fringe, some of my viewers I know have a little goth in them. Here's a cross I got recently called a vampire cross. And I love this. This looks like something you would see in an Anne Rice novel. You know, Anne Rice wrote about vampires. It's got a red heart in the middle. It's crystal, but it's done in like fleur-de-lis and very ornate, very much like the French Victorian Gothic style. I like this cross, so I got to put it on a cord, but that is called the vampire cross. Some people call it the Gothic cross. I bought it, it was called the vampire cross, but you can occasionally find these around on eBay or Etsy if you look around, okay? So, and here's another cross. Now, crosses can also, as I said, be plain, or they can be jeweled up. As I showed you this one here earlier, it has a lot of crystals in it. It sparkles. Isn't that beautiful? Can you see that? Okay. I like bling. That's just me. So that's one of my bling crosses. I have another one, actually a few of them. This is one done in white gold with a little sparkling crystal in it. Isn't that pretty? Very ornate. This one also is a beautiful one. It's a gold one with little sparkling white and red crystals. Hopefully you can see that. So you see, you can get these crosses however you want, you know. Again, here's another spiritualist cross done in blue cobalt glass. I think that's pretty cool, isn't it? Oh, Rose Gold says she loves the bling, or he loves the bling. Rose Gold, I don't know if you're a male or female. Anyways, you love the bling. All right. Now, Jay Whippet says something here. What is your statement, Jay? Jay says, upside down cross is a symbol of St. Peter and of humility before Christ. Absolutely. You know, it's funny because the Satanists have tried to claim the upside down cross and they wear it a lot of times. But really, Catholics can wear that equally as well, because if you wear the cross upside down, you're right, Jay, it represents St. Peter. He was actually crucified upside down because he said he didn't feel worthy to be on the cross like Jesus was. And so that is a sign of St. Peter when you invert the cross. Very good. Thank you for sharing that. Lindsay says, you have quite the collection. Well, you know, Lindsay, I hate to tell you, my true addiction, I need to be in a 12-step program, is jewelry. I have more charms. I can't even keep, I have literally shoe boxes full of pendants, but I've been buying for like 30 years. So I have an excuse. It's not all in one day. And here's another jeweled cross that I have, Cross of Caravaca. And we're going to talk about that now. So anyways, as I said, the cross comes in many forms. And the one I'm wearing today, as well as this large one, is the Cross of Caravaca. And the Cross of Caravaca is a dual-armed cross. Here's one, and this one's made of sterling silver that I'm wearing. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, that's a Caravaca cross. There's another one done in gold. And you'll notice it has two arms on it. I don't know why there are two arms. There just simply are. Well, I do know why. That's how the cross appeared. I want to tell you the story of this cross. Now, in the Voodoo tradition, this is not as common, but it is still seen, particularly in Louisiana Voodoo, in the Southern American states. This is also known as the wishing cross. So many people get one of these and they make wishes on it, you know. Rose Gold writes, Lindsay, Lindsay, let me start with Lindsay, I'll move down. So Lindsay said, yes, I agree. These live videos are so amazing. Thank you. Maria H. Psychic Bob, I got to tell you, I'm really loving these videos being done live. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Lindsay. Rose Gold, best gift to give Bob is crosses. I wish and hope someday I can send one to you. Bless your heart. Well, save your money. Don't spend money on Psychic Bob. That's really sweet of you, though. Okay. So this, as I said, in the southern United States is often called the wishing cross. And there's a wonderful book I want to share with you called The Cross of Caravaca. This is actually a hard book to find because I can only find it in Spanish. I did find one time an English version. That's kind of hard to get. If you can find a copy either on eBay or Amazon, buy it because it's very hard to get this. Cross the Caravaca in English. Now you can find a million Spanish copies. Catherine M., your voice is so calming, Psychic Bob. I watch your videos to help with my anxiety. Catherine, thank you so much. Well, I hope that I always have a calm voice. Today, I don't have much of a voice, so bear with me. I've been doing a lot of talking. And hi, Antoine LeVay. Good to see you. So, The Cross of Caravaca is a wonderful book. And I thought I'd read to you just briefly the story of how this cross came into being. I don't think it's too long of a thing. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you. If it goes too long, I'll skip through it, but I don't think it's that long. And it says, the history of the cross of Caravaca. The cross of Caravaca is known, I'm going to hold it up so you can see it here. The cross of Caravaca is known as a miraculous cross that brings its bearer protection, health, and good luck. Where did this cross originate? Why is it called the cross of Caravaca? Is the cross just a made-up relic, or does it actually have a history to be told? These are all common questions that come to mind when you see a cross of Caravaca or hear someone talk about the cross of Caravaca. Oops, you know what? I got to put on my cross of Caravaca while I'm doing this. Hold on. All right, so I'm wearing my cross of Caravaca. Oops, I got it on backwards. All right, so I got it on. There are many that know or have heard about its powers, but very few know about its origin. All right, now this is really interesting. Let's go back to the beginning, to the year 1232, to a small town in Spain called Caravaca. During this time, Ferdinand III and James I ruled Spain. The town of Caravaca was still under Moorish rule and would convert to Christianity years later. Now, when they're talking about the Moorish rule, they're talking about Islam. Islam had conquered Spain at one point. And I think it's trying to conquer it again, but that's a whole nother video. The Moorish king, or read Muslim king, Zet Abu Zet, ruled Caravaca, and due to the religious struggle between the Muslims and Christians, prisons were full of Christian captives. Okay, so imagine this, we're in Spain, Muslim armies have taken over, there are people who don't like it, they're rising up, there's a lot of social unrest, a lot of people are being arrested by the Islamic rulers in Spain and jailed, a lot of them executed. Among the prisoners was a priest. Now look, they enslaved a priest. A priest, Ginés Pérez Chirinos. Out of curiosity, the Muslim king asked the priest to perform a mass. The priest happily did as he was told and had all that he needed to perform the mass except a cross. I must have a cross on this altar in order to perform this mass, said the priest. As he spoke these words, now this is the miracle, okay? Listen to this. So he's in front of the king saying, do a mass. I want to see what this Christianity stuff's about. And the priest is thinking, wow, this is kind of cool. They're letting me practice my religion. Yeah, I'll do that. So he sets an altar, getting ready to do mass. Hold on a second, guys. I'm losing my voice here. Okay, and so this is the miracle that happens. As he spoke these words, that's the priest talking. As he spoke these words, a cross with two bars carried by two angels miraculously appeared in the window, and the angels placed the cross on the altar and knelt down to pray. Now, can you imagine that? Like they're in this Moorish prison before the king watching him, and to the window of the prison comes two angels carrying this very cross. See, if you notice here, there are two angels down at the bottom of the cross. That's just to represent that miracle. All who were present were amazed, including the Moorish king. The Moorish king, or the Muslim king, and his entire court immediately converted to Christianity, and thus began the fame of the Holy Cross of Caravaca. Now, see, this is what they believe turned the tide. This miracle stopped the spread of Islam, which was very violent and destructive in its day in Spain, and brought back the Catholic faith. Okay. Gav Hines, hi Bob and everyone. Are you going live most days? Hope all is well. I probably for the next few weeks will be live almost every day, Gav, just because of my time schedule. I'm getting so many reading requests. I'm doing private readings that I don't have time to produce videos. So I'd rather do live than not do a video because it's quicker for me. So yes. Okay. The story was documented by Robles Corbalan in 1619 and by Father Cuenca in 1792, and is locally accepted in Caravaca, Spain, as the true and original version of the cross of Caravaca's origin. Now, the cross of Caravaca, Caravaca is a town in Spain. That's where the name comes from. In fact, on this cross on the bottom bar, if you look, it says the word Caravaca. And most crosses of Caravaca actually have somewhere written on them Caravaca. This one I'm wearing has Caravaca written on the backside, on the top arm. Let's see if you guys can see. I don't know if you can see it easily, but there's the word Caravaca on the top bar. Okay. So yes, that's where the name comes from, and that's how the cross of Caravaca came to be. Okay. Now let me read another thing here. Let's go just a little further. Why did the cross of Caravaca become famous? How did its popularity spread? How has the cross continued to be well known to the present? Not only was the apparition of the cross of Caravaca astounding, which I think that's pretty astounding, but in addition, it was later discovered that embedded in the cross was a piece of wood from the actual cross that Jesus was crucified on. The legitimacy of this piece of wood was officially recognized by the church, and its authenticity was registered, and it is known as lignum crucis, which means true cross. Years later, with the conversion of the town of Caravaca to Christianity and brought back under Spanish rule, the Knights of Templar were bestowed the honor of protecting and safekeeping the cross. Now, you guys remember the Knights Templar? They're a bunch of mystical knights, and they have a connection also with the cross of Caravaca. Through the years, the original cross of Caravaca has been coated several times in fine gold and fine silver in order to preserve it. Anyways, I'll stop there for now. So that's a little bit of history on the cross of Caravaca. And as they said, it's been coated in gold and silver. Now, as you see, here's one that's coated in gold and inlaid with jewels. The one that I'm currently wearing is done in sterling silver. Okay, so they can be in silver or gold. Some of them have Jesus on them, and some of them are plain. The actual original cross of Caravaca, I believe, is plain, does not have Christ on it. It's like, okay, you see when I flip this cross over the backside, how it's plain? That's more like what the actual cross of Caravaca looks like. But because in the Catholic Church, a lot of people like to have Jesus close to their heart on the cross, they put him on. But actually, the original cross did not have a corpus on it, okay? You like sterling, sir? Thank you, Lindsay. I love sterling, too. This is a beautifully detailed cross, as you can, it's kind of hard to see here, but hopefully you can get it since it's very well done, all in sterling silver. It's one of my treasured pieces, and so I wear that. And it does, I feel, keeps me safe. I do believe that there's magical power in the cross. So anyways, if you want to work with the cross, you know, all you need to do is get one and offer it up to your concept of higher power, whether you call it God, Jesus, Holy Ghost, Goddess. You know, you can take the cross. I generally offer to a male from the God because it represents the sacrificial energy of God, which Christianity ties in again with the pagan faith. So I tend to offer to the God or a God. If you feel that the cross is goddess oriented, that's okay too. I'm not going to stop you, and it's not forbidden. But traditionally, it's more of a considered male God symbol. Okay, and that's not to be patriarchal and say women have no power. Just that's a tradition. Like if you wear a crescent moon, right? Okay, a lot of us wear a crescent moon or pentacle. Pentacle is actually a goddess symbol. It represents the Earth Mother. The crescent moon represents the moon goddess. So the cross likewise represents the solar energy of the sun. That's why a lot of times it's done in gold, as you see here. Now, you can to this very day, oh, Ree, that's a beautiful idea. I hadn't thought of that. Oh my God. You got to hear what Ree Exton just said. She said to her, she says, the two bars to me represent the God and the goddess. Ree, that is so, I don't know why I never thought of that, but that is brilliant. I think you're absolutely right. So we could think of it as a pagan cross with the two bars, the God and the goddess. Ree, you're brilliant. You're brilliant. I love it. Thank you for that insight. See, this is what I always say, don't get caught up in the rules. I think true spirituality transcends all the rules. So that's why I'm saying how you interpret it's what's important. Doesn't matter if the Catholic Church agrees with you or not. You find a symbol that's sacred. Now, some of you are watching say, Bob, I'm just not drawn to that. I don't want to work with it. That's okay. There's nothing saying you have to. This is just an option I offer people who may be seeking a symbol. If you've got a sacred symbol that's working for you, stay with it. You don't have to take this. But it's for people, a lot of people write to me and say, Psychic Bob, I still feel connected to Jesus and Mary. I don't know that I'm a full Christian, but I still like crosses. Can I be a pagan and still wear a cross? Because I'm a Wiccan these days, or on my way to being a Wiccan. And I say, absolutely yes. You can still wear a cross. So if you want to bring some magic into it, this cross of Caravaca has a whole magical tradition behind it, protection and power and blessings. Now, in this book, The Cross of Caravaca, just to give you some idea, and I won't go through all of it today because Psychic Bob's on a tight schedule here, but they have a section, small rituals to work with the cross of Caravaca, or the cross as a symbol. Okay. So, a lot of different, these are kind of long, so I won't go through all of them. But they have prayers to the cross of Caravaca, rituals. You could set up your own altar, just to get a cross of Caravaca, put it on your altar, maybe put 2 candles around it, and invoke prayers and invoke the power of the cross of Caravaca. So you do it how you want to do it. But if you want to learn some rituals, and these are going to take too long, I can't go into all this today, but get both of these books, Magic Powers of the Holy Cross. This teach how to do rituals of the cross, to empower it, to work with angelic presences. This has a lot of angel magic in it, this book, Magic Powers of the Holy Cross. And this one specifically focuses on the cross of Caravaca. So both of these are books that I recommend for you. Here's another one of my crosses of Caravaca. This is one made of pewter. And as you can see, it's a little darker. It's like an antique pewter design. And I wear that sometimes. So I have a silver one, I have a pewter one. They're going to look a little different. Like this one has kind of the stylized rounded ends. This one has little sharper edges on it. Doesn't matter. You'll know the cross of Caravaca when you see it. This one on the back is written in Spanish. Maybe you can see it. It says Cruz de Caravaca. Can you guys see that? Cruz de Caravaca. There you go. See, now that one has Jesus on it, but again, it doesn't have to have Jesus. Or if you get one that has Jesus and you don't like seeing that, just wear it with the backside up, because the original cross actually looks more like that. It's more plain. By the way, speaking of the cross of Caravaca, it's not some myth. You can actually go and look this up on YouTube. They have a lot of videos showing this. You can actually go to Caravaca, Spain, and the original church where all this happened is still there, and they enshrine the actual cross of Caravaca, and you can go sit before it and see it like up close. It's in a reliquary, and see it. And it's still there. The actual cross that you read about in this book is in Spain, and you can see it. So I would encourage you to do some research on your own. Today, I just want to bring this to you to introduce it to you. And I hope that it's, giving you a little bit of insight here, Excuse me, guys. My voice is really going. I'm going to have to get off of here soon. But I thought, because you're so kind to take the time to come out, I'd answer just a few. I'm not going to stand there long. Maybe just a few psychic questions for you, okay? So if you want to type your questions, if you have a psychic question, type it in all caps so I can see it, because we've got a lot of chat going on. And that way it'll stand out and I'll know it's a psychic question, okay? Raven Moth says, I saw a swarm of bees today, and shortly after, where'd it go? Boy, this thing jumps. I saw a swarm of bees today, and shortly after, a big bumblebee. I think it was the goddess letting me know she's helping me. Raven, I got to tell you, you're absolutely right on that. The bee is a symbol of the goddess, and I feel like that big bumblebee it's like saying, Big Mama's here, you're looked after. Absolutely. That was a message for you. Okay. Okay, wonderful. Stojans Dzelenikov says, any messages for me? Yes, Stojans, I got to tell you, you've got around you a lot of yellow light today, and you've got silver light. I feel that this is dealing with issues related to schooling or education. And I feel like there's some issues coming here next year that may revolve, it'll be after the new year, but it's like getting extra coursework in. It may be doing some advanced classes. And I get a connection with a local college around you. Like you may actually go take some classes outside of your normal school at a separate college. And I feel like there'll be funding for that. So be open to advancement and learning, okay? I do get an angel around you. It's Archangel Gabriel, one of your spirit protectors now. And they're helping you with some writing. It looks like you're going to be writing some essays, and call on Angel Gabriel. He's going to help you with that. Okay. Blessings to you. All right. Let's see here. Raven Moth, beautiful Bob. Should I pursue doing tarot readings in the future to help support myself financially? Yes, Raven Moth, you're very connected. I do pick up clairvoyance around you, and I feel that you have a gift of understanding the tarot. Tarot takes a lot of talent because it's very mystical. And I think that if you would invest your time in doing that, it would be successful for you. Yes, do pursue it. Okay. B. LeClaire's here. Hey, B. LeClaire. B. LeClaire. Hi, Psych Bob. Can you read my energy/colors? Thanks for all you do for us. Yeah. B, I get around you a lot of sky blue light. This means you're opening in communications. What's interesting is the very large color in your aura, and it blends into purple, which means I do feel you're also going to be connecting with the spirit world. So don't be surprised if you start feeling like people are talking to you from the other side, because they are. You're getting spirit messages from the spirit world, okay? Be open to writing as well. I almost feel like you're going to be a channel of writing, something like writing a book or something like that, okay? Thank you. John Smith, hi, Psychic Bob. Can you tell me my soul mission? Hold on. Can you tell me my soul mission? You have a leadership theme. I feel that in the future, you're running your own company, and I think that's where your success comes from. So your soul mission is to be a leader. I also feel like you have a philanthropy theme, which means that you're going to have a lot of money in your life. So be open to building businesses and also sharing the wealth. Okay. Blessings to you. Constant Tripper, who is the spirit in my house? You've got an earthbound soul around you. It's a young man. He looks to be about 20, 24, 25. I get the year 1970, like 74, 75 around him. I feel that he was a suicide. Now, I don't think he killed himself in your house, but I think it was in the general area, and I think he committed suicide. He had an addiction issue in his life. It was alcohol and drugs. Now, he's not a bad person. In fact, in the spirit world, he's cleaned up, but he's just hanging out. He's not ready to go to the light yet. I don't think he's going to be dangerous, but I do just feel him hanging out around you. Okay. Name around this. Sometimes I can get the name. I keep getting an I name, like Ian, I-A-N, Ian, I believe is the name. He may have had a nickname though, because I keep hearing the word Joker around him, like maybe he was a Joker, his friends called him Joker, but his name is Ian. He's an earthbound spirit. You might want to ask him to go to the spirit world, let him know that he can go, that you'll be okay. But that's who's around you. Okay. Blessings to you. All right. Catherine M., do you have a message from my late mom? XOXO. Let me see if I can get her in here, Catherine. I've got a lot of voices talking back here, so I'm trying to sort through them. Hold on. Fletcher, can you help me? Okay. Can you get her mom? Is her mom back there, one of the people? Okay. Hold on, Catherine. I work with Doris Stokes, one of the other guys. She's really great at helping me with these souls that are trying to cross. So, Doris, can you bring through her mom? Doris just said, she said, ask and you shall receive. She said, she's back here. Hold on. I think I'm hearing her. I hear her. She's actually crying. Now, she's not crying tears of joy. She's crying tears of happiness. And she said, I made it. Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you for letting me come through. Thank you, she says. And she said, will you tell Catherine I love her? She says, tell my little girl I love her. She calls you her little girl. Like she still thinks you're like a little kid. I get the sense she's been over there, a little bit of while now. And she said, I've gotten used to it now over here. She said, but I still miss everybody. And she said that she's been visiting you lately. And she said, I'm going to make a bird land on her car. So you might literally be driving down the road and you see a bird land on your car when you stop at a stoplight and be like right in your face and won't move. That's her. She's sending that as a sign. But she's here and she said, tell her I'm fine, that I love her. And she's sending a bird to you. Okay. She's in the light. Yes. Doris Stokes, my other guides, asked me to. She said, don't worry, your mom's well looked after over here. And she said, we're making sure she has everything she needs to be comfortable and happy. And your mom just said, she said, oh, they treat me so good over here. I love it. She's asked me to, she said, Catherine, I miss you, darling. I love you and I'm not far away. I do talk to you all the time. Just keep talking to me. So you are going to have a dialogue here. Okay. So she's sending the bird onto your car. All right. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. This is the truth. The spirit people always will give us little presents and signs like that. So let's see. Oops, hold on. Let me move my thing down. I've got this going backwards here, guys. Okay. I can't see anything. Morgan Oppenheimer. Hey, Bob, can you offer me a general reading? Hi, Morgan. Good to see you. Morgan, when I read, I always see light around people. I call that the soul light. And when I'm stepping into your energy, I'm getting around you orange light and silver light. Orange light tells me that you are coming into a time where you're connecting to people more. I feel like there are more friendships here for you in the next few weeks and few months, really. From now till December, it's about connecting socially. And so I feel like, you've been a little isolated. And the orange light means people are coming to your life to support you on your journey. I also feel that around December, there may be an issue coming up around finances, like a new job or offer of some type of money coming to you, like a work situation or a blessing financially. You got silver, which means money coming. So it'll be around December for that. But I do feel like, you're ending the year here on a much more strong note, very positive note, a lot of happiness, a lot of peace. Okay. Hope that helps. Blessings to you. Thanks for being here. Okay. Debbie Webby, hi. Any advice for me? I wanted to move soon. Do you see this happening soon? Hey, Debbie Webby, good to see you. Yeah, I'm being shown November around this, so I think it's coming sooner rather than later. Yes, November looks like there's an energy around the move. One of the things that I want to advise you is do not assume anything. I feel like there are people that are helping you with this move, like maybe either professional movers or even friends. But I feel like you need to be a little on top of the actual day of moving and tell people, like, these are lamps. Don't put furniture on top of them. This is my antique china. Don't put, heavy stuff on. Because I kind of feel like the challenge with moving is that your stuff's getting some out of sorts or out of order. So you might want to start thinking now about how you're organizing. Like all the glass goes in one shipment, all the clothes go in a different shipment, all the furniture, and break it down by stuff so it doesn't get all mixed together, because I think that's going to create a little bit of problem. Now, in terms of the actual house and the home, I feel like you're going to be settled very nicely. So I do think November is the turning point around this for you. Okay. The money will be there. It's going to be fine. All right. Hope that helps. Blessings to you. Maria H. Say, Bob, anything I need to know? Am I on the right track? Maria, I got to tell you, you are on the right track. I really like the energy around you because you're really opening your psychic self now. And I feel like the way you're relating to people is helping you bring help to people. You're actually being a healer to people around you just by your very presence. So, yes, you're on the right track. I do pick up around you Archangel Michael, and I feel like he's a guardian for you. He keeps telling me about some travel coming for you. And I think after the new year, you're going to be traveling. It's funny, I keep getting islands around you, like tropical. I don't know if this is, I just want to say like Caribbean, but it could even be as far away as Greece, because I'm looking at the water. It looks kind of like Greece. But I do see travel for you that's taking you like to a more kind of a tropical environment, late winter, early spring of 2020. But you're on a good track, okay? Blessings to you. All right, hold on, I'm losing my voice here. All right. Rose Gold, Bob, please let me know, when is my ex-husband, the father of my child, coming? Marriage union, true love, happily ever after. I got to tell you, Rose, I feel like you're, and I don't say this to be disparaging, you're in a holding pattern right now in relationships. But I do feel that around March of 2020, you're in a much stronger place to draw a relationship to you. I feel there's somebody new coming into your life. I don't think it's your ex-husband. There's a saying, an ex is an ex for a reason. And I feel like you've done so much interior soul growth that you may not want them after the new year. I feel somebody new will come in the spring of 2020 that you'll be saying, wow, I'm glad it didn't work out and I waited. Okay. Anyways, that's all I can tell you for now. That's all I'm giving, but I hope that helps a little bit. Blessings to you. Lindsay Lindbergh, any messages for me? Lindsay, I keep getting, every time I see your picture, I'm hearing voices come through. You're very tuned in. I get a lot of alien activity around you. I'm getting Arcturians and I'm getting Pleiadians. And I'm getting like literally voices on each ear whispering to me. And they're saying that you're being called to be a communicator. You're kind of like an alien whisperer. Did you know that? Well, you are. And I feel like you're going to start having a lot of mystical experiences, and they'll be connected to alien beings. Like you're going to see some UFO sightings and you'll start getting messages. So be open to that. It's not going to be scary. For you, it'll actually be fun, because I think that you draw to yourself spirits that are really amazing, but they're not scary. They're fun. So have fun with it. And this really also, I think, is good advice for everybody here. When you're trying to do spiritual development, don't be afraid, because the spirit world's not going to hurt you. They're coming to bless you and help you, but be open to their guidance and help and have fun with it. Okay. Thank you. All right. Amber DiFilippo. Hi, Bob. Wondering if there's any messages for me about my near future, the rest of this year. Amber, I got to tell you, I'm getting a lot of yellow and gold light around you right now. And I feel the next 3 months for you, it's about finding your joy. I have to tell you, Amber, I keep feeling like the last 6 months you've been miserable. Now, I'm not saying you don't have any joy, but what I'm saying is it's like you're doing what everybody else wants. And I feel that you're coming into a time, particularly now that we're into October, but I want you to listen to your higher self because I feel like you're ready for a career change. There's a lot of energy here for you to build your own business, not be working for somebody else. So I do think this next 3 months I'd focus on business development, focus on career goals for yourself. I also keep getting yoga around you. I don't know if you have some connection to yoga, but I feel like I want you to explore yoga. It seems to be connecting your body, mind, and spirit. I think that's going to really work for you. Okay. Blessings to you. Oh my gosh, guys. Well, listen, I didn't realize how late it is. Psychic Bob's got to get ready for more private readings. What does Psychic Bob do all day? He reads, reads, and reads. I so enjoyed being here with you guys, and I wanted to spend a little time to talk about the mystical cross and the cross of Caravaca. And I hope this has been helpful to all of you. So listen, help me out. Once this video processes, it takes a little while to process, but once it's processed, I want you to go back, thumbs up it, please, because YouTube's still harassing me. Tell me you like this video, put a comment in the box below, say you enjoyed if you did. Thumbs up, like it, favorite it, share it around, put it on your Facebook page, whatever you want, but help me because YouTube feels I'm not really important and they are trying to strip away my partnership and make me leave. I'm not going, but I need your help so that I can stay. And I really, really appreciate it. Anyways, thank you for being here. I hope that you will be richly blessed by the cross of Caravaca. And I raise the cross for you now, that the Spirit will work through it and bring a blessing into all of your lives. So while I'm holding up this cross, which is known as the wishing cross, I want all of you just to pause for a minute and make a wish on this cross. What is something that you need in your life? Let's just open that intent right now. So I'm going to be silent just for a moment while we make a wish on the cross of Caravaca. So mote it be. Well, I hope you made a wonderful wish. And if you're working with the cross, I think you're going to get a blessing. So I give you my blessing now through the cross of Caravaca. May peace, joy, success, and happiness be yours. You guys are best. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your interest. Thank you for your wonderful questions. Listen, keep it here. We'll be back here tomorrow. We're going to have Vlog Thursday. I'm not sure where we're going yet, but we'll have something. Just be here. Also want to remind you, if you haven't done so, pop over to my website, to PsychicBob.com. This is my newest artwork. It's done on cardboard. It's a painting. It's called 1985. And that is over on my website. You can get a free download copy of this. Print it out, frame it. It's done in acrylics on cardboard. A lot of you like my modern art. If you don't like it, that's okay too. There'll be a new one next week. Maybe you'll like it better. But I hope you'll pop over to my website, PsychicBob.com, and get this. And while you're there, make sure to look at my spiritual work. If you want to book a reading, give me a call. We are getting filled for the month. So if you want to get in this month, you need to call soon. 703-825-3929 is my number, and we'll get you on. You guys are the best. Well, listen, put comments in the box below. Tell me about your belief in the cross. Is it a mystical symbol? Have you ever worked with the cross of Caravaca? Share with me anything you want to about the cross and its power around you and for you. You guys are the best. Listen, I've got to run. I send blessings to all of you. We'll be back here tomorrow for Vlog Thursday. And until then, may all of you always blessed be. Blessed be.